Raw and Nerdy.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Raw and Nerdy. This is episode number 44. I don't know. There should be like some kind of lucky thing with that. I don't know. I am Joe the Widget, and I am joined by my fellow co-hosts, starting with Mr. Rook.
What's up, everybody? I'm finally in Texas. I'm really stressed. I need the stress reliever, so let's get to it.
Yeah, you need to have like a southern, or like a Texas draw now when you record.
On the first day, suddenly now he like speaks Texas.
And we're joined, as always, by Archon.
Yeah, that's me, guys. Archon in the house, ready to do this. Let's go.
So obviously, Rook's in Texas. He made it there last night.
Yep, I got here about with me taking a power nap. I made it here at 8 o'clock Central Time, which is only about 2 hours later than when I actually truly left California, because, you know, I hit the road at 2 and had to visit some friends first before I left. But, yeah, I got here a little bit later because I did a couple of power naps. Otherwise, surprisingly, it was a good drive.
Yeah, you only slept a couple hours over a 24-hour period. Not smart when driving, but you made it alive.
Hey, I was fine once the sun came up. It was
Oh.
through the night that got a little tricky.
Yeah, normally people will start crashing when the sun came up.
No, actually, when the sun comes up, and that's my problem with working like a graveyard shift or a third shift, mid-check, whatever you want to call it, is the fact that if I go to bed, if I don't black out the room completely, any sort of light will wake me up, and then I'm awake for the rest of the day until night comes.
Yep, I'm the same way. I cannot sleep during the day. I have to sleep at night. I can't do third shift.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
So, what else is going on in your world, man?
Well, I am extremely stressed. I have dogs, 2 pit bulls and a German Shepherd, and the people I had that were set up saying, yeah, I think I'll be able to take care of your dogs for you. When I got here, they're like, I can't take care of your dogs. And now I'm been spending all day struggling trying to find somebody who can watch these dogs, because at the hotel I'm in, I can have dogs, but they cannot be left unattended. So it causes a problem there because I have to go to work. And I was looking at possibly surrendering Princess, one of the pit bulls, because she doesn't get the attention she deserves. And since I'm in a hotel, I can't just sit with her until somebody wants to adopt her. I was going to take her to a couple of shelters here, but all the shelters were like, we need an advance of 3 weeks before we can do that. That's a failure on my end on trying to get all that set up. So I've been struggling with this all day. Might have a solution for at least the 2 pit bulls. My German Shepherd, I'm okay with leaving unattended for while I'm at work, because she'll be chill until I get home.
Yeah, Ezzy's really good for that.
Yeah, but the other 2, while yes, when I was in Texas, they were fine being left home alone that long. Since I've been here, because I'm in this small hotel room, they start crying as soon as I go outside that door. And they hear everything going on outside that door.
Just make sure you put your do not disturb sign up so that the maids don't come in and see
I will
or a German Shepherd and freak out.
I will be here when they come to clean the room. Yeah, so I have somebody that's willing to look at the dogs after I get them caught up on their vaccinations tomorrow. So that's my plan for tomorrow, which sucks. Thankfully, I got an L4 that's understanding, because I was supposed to start my job here in Texas tomorrow. But when I texted them and said, hey, look, I hate to be this really bad first impression, and I know it's going to be a crappy one, but I need to take tomorrow off because the people who are going to watch my dogs for me fell through, and now I got to find a new one. He's like, all right, thanks for giving me the heads up. Just keep me put in the loop. I was like, okay, cool. It actually helps because me and him talked earlier this week, and my work is I won't be shadowing a supervisor until some other people start, so I actually won't have anybody under me right now. So I think that's the reason why he's not stressing it too much. So tomorrow I will be less stressed but more broke. Been looking at, thanks to today though, I've been hanging out with my brother and looking. My brother got a PS5, and so he's playing Baldur's Gate 3 now. And he's been trying over and over and over to get the sword from that demon at the beginning, because apparently there's a spell you can give what's her name? Shadowheart, that you can command him to drop his weapon and then go pick it up. So you don't actually have to kill him to get the weapon. You can actually tell him to drop it. And he's been working on trying to do that because he picks up the weapon, but then he keeps trying to kill the demon instead of just running to the exit.
Oh, yeah, that's no bueno.
Yeah, so he has me wanting to get back into Baldur's Gate because, that's one game I have that I haven't finished, but I still need to install it.
Yeah, same. I haven't finished either.
Yeah,
Me
we're
either.
slacking.
You barely even started, Ark. I don't want to hear it.
That's true.
But the good news is me and Joe have a game that we can play together on Sundays.
MLB.
No, Baldur's Gate 3. Because we have never beat it together.
No, never got that far, actually. I think we got past the first chapter.
We got past the first chapter and started into chapter 2, and that's as far as we got. Also, just in case y'all were wondering, long drives are the perfect place to finish book trilogies when you're on through audiobook. So right before I left, I started book 2 of the Dragonlance trilogy Legends. It's the ones about Caramon and Raceland. Time of the Twins, War of the
Yeah,
Twins.
in a 24-hour drive, you can finish one whole fantasy novel.
Yeah.
Actually, I finished 2.
And
Because
yeah,
each one
they're
is
short enough.
12 hours.
Yeah.
So I finished that series, and Raceland is by far not my favorite character. I'm actually more interested in Tannis Half-Elven and I forgot who the other one was. But the ending to the story of Raceland it brought a tear to my eye while I was driving in Texas. And I'm like, oh my God, I never thought I would feel this way with the book. Because he's not my favorite character, but they did a great ending to his storyline. I recommend reading that series if you've read the Chronicles. If you haven't read the Chronicles, read the Chronicles first, and then read the Chronicles first. Yeah, and then you can go into that. You don't have to really jump into any other book trilogies, but you could just pick up the trilogy and go with it. But they do explain some of the stuff that needs to be explained. Also, this past week I played some MLB 24 The Show. Started playing No Man's Sky again. Yeah, a lot. I got yelled at by a friend of mine because I chose to stay at the house for a little bit longer instead of taking my time getting out here because my company, part of the relocation benefits is travel en route to my location. They will pay me mileage and they will pay me hotel lodging and food at cost. But me, being the kind of person I am, chose to sit around, game and hang out with friends during the week, pack up everything into my truck in the car on the trailer, and procrastinate, and then leave late on Friday so I got here on Sunday instead of taking the whole week and being really cool about it and going, ooh, the Grand Canyon, ooh, let's go to here, ooh, let's go to here, and making a trip of it.
Yeah,
so
and stressing yourself out, having to take an extra day off of work.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
if you would have got there earlier, you would have known about the dogs earlier, and you would have had more time. See,
yeah,
procrastinators of the world unite tomorrow.
Exactly. No, I wish people would be more open. I'm a kind, caring, and very helpful person. So when I say, hey, I can take care of your dogs for you, I'll let you keep your dogs at my house. Ask your brother. But your brother was actually smart enough to tell me, hey, I can't take them. I was like, all right, cool. I'll just keep her and see if I can rehome her, which never happened. So it just sucks to see people not as outgoing as I am. And it just made me really think about my friendships here. Let's see. Started playing No Man's Sky again, thanks to Mossy and Slade and Widget and who was the other one?
I don't know. Was there another one?
Yeah, there was another one. Mossy, Slade, and Widget. Yeah, pretty much them.
I got SciTech into it today.
I haven't gotten into the game since I've been here because I was out running around doing errands, trying to figure out the dog situation. But when I did play before I left Texas or before I left California, I forgot how unforgiving in survival mode that game can be.
Yeah, that's why I won't play it.
But it's fun because once you realize just how quickly you have to do stuff, you can actually start planning out your routes. You want to go to places. It just makes the very beginning really hard. But I do like the changes they did to the space stations. And I don't have the money, so I can't go into the shipbuilder yet, but that's intriguing me. And I played with Widget.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it was. We need to get into. So me and Widget have a plan. Not sure if this plan will come to fruition or not, but we have a plan. Find a very nice planet and build a raw settlement on it. Or find a settlement and turn it into a raw settlement. That's one of the things I wish they could do in this game is actually setting that up to where 2 players can actually be part of a settlement instead of just building your little outpost and then only one person being able to handle the settlement. It'd be cool if you could actually make the settlement bigger, add to it, and have multiple people pushing into that settlement so that way you can actually really make it big and functional.
Like a big town, like your own little town.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That'd be cool.
It would be. It's doable, but I don't know how hard the back end would be on making it all work. But
I don't think it'd be that difficult. I mean, you can actually build your settlements pretty close to each other.
yeah, you can already build them pretty close. So one person builds on one side of the settlement while the other person's building in the settlement and away from it. That would actually make pretty sense. One thing I did see though is Mossy tried doing what's that setting called?
Oh, the new event?
Yeah, the new exhibition.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, the way he explains it, I want to try that probably Tuesday or Wednesday when I get the dog situation figured out and handled. Then I'll actually have time to actually do the gaming and stuff like that. And then I have you and Archon sitting there pushing me to go to QuakeCon because I didn't realize it was in Dallas, Texas, at the Grapevine Mall.
Yep. I just discovered that today, actually. I was messing around. It's like, because Sidetech was in chat with me. He was asking me, so where is QuakeCon? Like, it's held in Texas every year. I wonder if it's close to where Rook's going to be. I looked it up, and
Texas.
yeah, it's like 20-something mile drive from you.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
the DFW Metroplex is really close to each other, so you can pretty much get to anything.
And it's only
But
like
they have-
$17 a day.
I didn't know they had QuakeCon out here. So you got QuakeCon out here. You got the Dallas Fan Expo. So you got 2 pretty good cons out here. So there's one problem though. Did you ever give me back my recorder?
I already answered it in the notes. I did. I kept it in my backpack to give it to you, and I remember giving it to you.
What did I do with it? I remember you had it in your backpack and gave it to me after. No, you did give it back to me because you gave it back to me before we went our separate ways. So what did I do with it?
See, that's up to you.
Yeah.
I did my part.
Oh well, I'll figure out how to do I'd just make it really horrible. I'll just take my cell phone and record audio on my cell phone.
Oh, no.
Make Joe work.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it.
That turned
No,
out so well last time.
No, but this time I'll just flip the phone and actually hold it like a microphone closer to the person. That's if I actually am able to go and have some interviews. Because I don't know who to talk to about interviews there. I don't know
Everyone.
Yeah, just look for Bethesda staff and go from there.
Just say, I'm a host of a podcast called Starfield Raw, and they'd be like, I would love to talk to you.
If that happens, that would be great. Because that would confirm what everybody's telling Widget is that, hey, look, they're listening.
Yeah, we know who you are.
Let me interview you. But yeah, I'm gonna try going. I won't be able to go Thursday or Friday because I work 1
That's
o'clock
fine.
in the afternoon to midnight.
Just go Saturday.
So
say,
Saturday
hey, what's up,
and
world?
Sunday. And based on what I'm seeing on their on-site schedule and stuff, I don't see anything about Starfield specifically listed. So I got to figure out where they're going to have those kind of conversations
Hmm.
and whatnot.
Yeah.
They got stuff about Fallout, Dungeons, Doom, NVIDIA modding contest, all that stuff. I just didn't see anything specifically about Starfield.
Yeah, we'll
Because they
find
like
out.
to keep all information about Starfield under the tightest lips possible.
Oh yeah,
It,
I've never seen NDA
that's
so
what
tight.
that's what it looks like. Now, when I get there, they might have something that they release saying, "Hey, at this time and this time, we're doing a Starfield announcement. Be there."
That'd be cool.
Yep.
That's when you pull out
Apparently,
your phone and get recording, man.
Heck
yep.
yeah.
And also, it looks like it's also a huge LAN party they have there.
Yes, that's one of the big. That's how QuakeCon started. Was based off a LAN party for Doom.
Mm-hmm.
QuakeCon fan
You
ticket
think it
on
would be
sale May
based
20.
off of a LAN party for Quake, but
That's what I meant.
considering
Not Doom. What am I? Ah, keep doing that. It's Quake, not Doom.
QuakeCon.
Yeah, come on, Joe. You get with it.
Yeah, it's $15 gives you a lot of access. That's amazing. I wish WonderCon was $15 for all that access. They'd never make money in California off $15.
well, my week mostly sucked. They have me on this thing called TRW, which is light duty basically at work.
Mm-hmm.
And it basically just means they have me do random crap around the office and then do the dangerous goods at the end of the night. And the random crap that they have me doing makes me want to do my normal job so bad. Like, when you think of some of the worst things that you could possibly do, those are the things they have me doing.
Oh, fun. Cleaning toilets?
I no worse. I spent 3 days with a scraper in my hand, scraping stickers off of metal bins.
Oh, that is
What?
fun.
Just scraping stickers. Because on all of our packages, we have to put like this little yellow sticker that is like basically tells routing where it's going, what the date is, and how many attempts basically have been made on that package. And we put a yellow sticker on everything. Well, when the guns jam up and the stickers get stuck, they just like take them and slap them to the sides of the metal bins. And there was years and years and years worth of stickers on these metal bins. And I got
Ooh.
to take a scraper and scrape them all off for like 6 hours a day for 3 days. I still have a whole bin left to do. Whole large bin. There was 3 total, and I've done 2 of the 3 so far.
Oh, that's fun.
That's what I have to look forward to this week. Is finishing that 3rd bin. It's awful.
So
At least I still, huh?
does that mean they're actually having you work a full shift?
No, I go in at like 1 and work until like 7.
That is the crappiest thing ever.
Yeah, it's so that I'm there at because between 6 and 7 is when we do all of our dangerous goods to get them on the truck, and then
Mm-hmm.
the truck leaves at 7:30. So they had me come in early because I have to work a minimum of like 18 hours a week or something like that, but I can't work more than 28 hours a week or something. So,
Oh, okay.
or actually, yeah, I come in at 2. So from 2 to it's like 5 hours a day, so that I am at about 25 hours a week. It sucks.
Nice.
But on the bright side, I can still throw my headphones in and listen to my book while I'm doing it, as long as I remember to charge my headphones, which I forgot 2 of the days, which just made it awful. Not to mention that it's been like almost 90 degrees. So inside the shop, it's like 95 or so
Mm-hmm.
while I'm sitting there scraping.
That's fun.
Yeah. The last day I was doing it, my boss was like, "You should take those screws out of the side of that and take that little side shelf off and wheel it into the office where the air conditioning is." I'm like, "Why didn't you tell me this 3 days ago, dude? Come on." If I'd have known that was an option. But still been playing EverQuest. I've been getting ready. The first expansion like of the new TLP drops on the 14th of August. So everybody's like kind of getting ready for that. We're in like kind of getting sick of the content right now that we have, so we're like slowing down raids and stuff and just having everybody just stock up on things to get ready to make a huge push once the new expansion opens.
So you can get sick of
But
that new content then sooner?
no, it's like, okay, so there's a lot. This next expansion has a lot of open world content, so you can run raids in like your own instances, but then there's also open world as well. And we're gonna try and compete with a couple of the other guilds to get some of the open world targets. So basically, we got to be prepped, get there first, be the best, do the most damage, so that we get the kill instead of them. So it's a lot of DPS races and stuff like that. So it's gonna be fun. But it comes out on the 14th, and of course that weekend, the 15th to the 17th, I'm going camping, so I won't be here for most of it, which kind of sucks. I'd rather be camping with my family. It's like a church family. It's like a church family camping trip thing. So there's gonna be a lot of people from our church there and stuff, and it's gonna be
That'd
fun.
be cool.
Yeah. Yep.
Uh-huh.
And then we were having this conversation, me, Archon, and Rook, or I am Archon, me, Widget, and Rook. Me, Widget, and Rook. We're having a conversation in Discord the other day about like a big new patch that they had in Enshrouded. I haven't played Enshrouded in a while, so I went in and checked it out for a little while. I played it for a few hours that night, and man, I forgot how gorgeous that game is.
It is so much fun. I've been
It
thinking
is
about it.
so good. It is so gorgeous. Everything about it, and all the new stuff they added looks really, really cool. They fixed a lot of the like I never really had huge issues with the game before, but a couple of the little annoying things, like if you have a dedicated server and you try and do like the quests, if you don't do them all together, then people get left behind and they miss out on stuff. But they changed that to where like you could go back and do the quests individually if you want now too, so you don't have to miss out on like some of the storyline and stuff. So that was kind of cool. And they added a couple more really neat things to the game and dungeons and all kinds of stuff. So
They had a lot of content in the game, a lot of dungeons and things like that.
tons, yeah. They opened up another huge part of the map, and I don't know. I'm looking forward to just kind of checking it out. I'm not gonna like play it like I did last time, where like I was playing it like 40 hours in 3 days.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I played it a couple hours that night. I had fun with it, and I'll probably play it again a little bit, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow night or something. And then these guys have been waiting for me all week to play my game of Madden. I've been making them wait.
He's been taking it too literal with this one game a week thing here.
Yeah.
I'm playing it on Sundays.
I've been busy with a lot of stuff, so I just haven't had the time. I will play it more. But yeah, I had to play the Eagles this week, and the Eagles are a pretty decently rated team in this game. And I started the game by letting them score 2 touchdowns and then get a safety on me. And
no.
then by halftime, I was down 26-7, and I thought for sure I was going to lose. But the second half, I figured things out, and I ended up winning 30-26. So I didn't let them score in the second half, and I got my offense going a little. But part of the problem is I don't have Justin Jefferson right now. He's still out on injury. I don't know when he's going to be back, and that irritates me. So
that's my problem in that game is my defense. The teams against me score too often. I just happen to outscore them.
Yeah, I figured out a fun little I guess little trick on defense. So that's what helped me in the second half, and then after that I'm good to go. I think I'll be good. This next week I play the Chargers, so I should be all right.
You walk in the park and you get your butt whooped.
Well, so far they're 0-2, so I think I'll be all right. I can take Justin Herbert.
They have to get their first win somewhere.
Not against me.
I knew you were going to say that.
I'm going to the Super Bowl, baby.
Yeah, probably you and Rook.
It's the only way the Vikings are ever actually going to make the Super Bowl. So
actually, no, you guys would be in the NFC Championship, wouldn't you?
Yeah, we'd both be in the NFC Championship.
I'm the only one that could go against you guys in the Super Bowl.
Yep. Rook's not getting past me.
That would be an interesting game to watch. You guys have to live stream it.
Live stream that game just to watch me put up 70 points on Archon.
You ain't putting up 70 points against me. I'll tell you that right now.
All of a sudden, it comes down to we can't score on each other at all. Who kicks the longest field goal?
Nope. I told you, I figured out a secret on defense, so I got you.
Well,
We'll
let me
see.
know in secret what that is so I can know the secret.
No, because I might play you in the Super Bowl. I'll let
Fine.
you know at the end of the season.
Like
No,
Rook,
you'll let us. You'll let us know when when you're mathematically out of it.
I'm not gonna be out of it, so
since
Are
you
you
don't have to.
all three of
are
us
you
are 2
saying
and 0 right now, so that's a start.
are you
Yep.
telling me I need to increase the difficulty because it's getting too easy for you?
Nope. I'm telling you, you better not touch the difficulty again. I'm done. I'm done with this game.
Like Rook said, though, I started playing No Man's Sky again. I was looking at the new updates after Mossy was talking about it, and it's interesting. I started a new character, and I'm still getting back into the swing of things, making a lot of credits. I played for a few hours today, and was talking to SciTech in Discord, and he watched me play it, and he's gonna get it now. So the list
You
of people in the server grows.
you heard it here first. The two hosts of Starfield Raw are promoting No Man's Sky over here and getting more people to play it.
Yes, yes, we are.
It's like Starfield, just different. A lot
Just a
different.
competitor.
It's like this game, but completely different.
It's just their direct competitor right now in this market.
Yeah, I don't think Starfield has much of a challenge against No Man's Sky. Still, it's fun with what it is. And I ordered a new desktop, guys. I pulled the trigger.
Yeah, you did. And how is it?
I don't know. That's the problem.
I
Maybe
knew that.
you can help me out, Archon, with this. But so I got a CyberPower gaming PC. It's the first PC that I have not built for myself since Windows XP days, and so far it's not been a good experience. I got an i7 on it, a really good i7. I got a 32 gigs DDR5, 2 terabyte NVMe, and an RTX 4060 Ti. So it's a lot more powerful than my laptop. And it was supposed to arrive on Saturday.
Do you remember what I told you the other day, Joe?
About what?
I said, did you order at FedEx? And you said, no, UPS. I was like, then you probably won't get it till Monday.
He did say that.
Yeah, and yeah, I was not a happy camper yesterday because we record on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And last night I waited all day and I kept on checking Amazon. It's out for delivery by 9. 9 o'clock rolled around, still not here. And then it rolls over saying, still out for delivery today. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. It's 9 p.m. There's no way. 11 p.m. rolls around. I check before I go to bed and it says, now arriving by August 6th.
Oof.
So I'm thinking they lost it or it got broken.
What does the tracking actually say for location of where it's currently at?
It doesn't.
That is odd.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you order through Amazon, they go through UPS. Usually they give you the tracking number and it tells you where it, at least the last place it left from.
Yeah,
It was
especially if it's
in Cal
electronic.
City, apparently, where I live, and that's the last I heard. And after it rolled over, it stopped all tracking.
So what happened is the truck got robbed.
Right.
No.
It's in Cal City.
Probably what happened was the driver was wanting to get home early that day, so he skipped that stop, and because it was a little further from some of his other stops, so he skipped that stop and marked the package as customer wasn't home or something. So now they're going to deliver it on a later date, which is probably Monday.
I have actually gotten UPS driver that delivered to my house. You remember, Widget, when we were roommates, I'd always get packages for other people down the streets, on other
Yeah.
streets.
Yeah, I remember that.
That happens sometimes too.
Yeah, well, the problem is where my house in California is, every road that meets up with 12th Street West, on the corner on the side that I live on is 1156. So all they did was look at the first number and give it to me, and then I'm like, where are you getting these numbers from? The guy shows me the sticker, and he goes, they put these stickers on here, and that's what we scanned. And the sticker was coming up as my address, while the box itself said 5 streets down the road.
Oh, no, I just found the problem. Shit with USPS. There's a problem.
Oh, it's shipped with the post office?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, there's your problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a big problem. You'll get it eventually.
Package is out for delivery at 7:36 a.m. yesterday in California City.
It
And
could
that's the
very well
last
So
time.
then
be.
it should be at the post office then.
Yeah. It could very well be the truck broke down.
If you're not out for if it doesn't say it's out for delivery on Monday, then
I saw
you
the post
go-
office
you
come
should-
by and drop off a few small packages yesterday.
Oh, but you got to work tomorrow, don't you?
I do. I'm working from home.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, you should be fine.
Yeah, so if it's the postal service, you can just call up the postmaster and be like, "Hey, where's my mail? Where's this package I've been waiting for?"
Yeah, where is it? I will meet your guy at Burger King if I need to.
No, that'd be hard to do
No,
because the nearest Burger King's 40 minutes away.
I was just putting out a random thing. I'll meet him at the corner of this street and this street. Whatever.
Hey,
Just give me
Cal
my
City,
give me my package.
Cal City has absolutely nothing there. They got Dollar General, they got a
There's a
McDonald's,
I was gonna
and
say there's a
a pizza
McDonald's.
joint,
And a Starbucks.
I
and
know
a
there's a
Starbucks.
McDonald's.
Oh, there's
Eagles
Starbucks
there.
everywhere. You can go to the middle of nowhere, Tennessee, and find a Starbucks.
Right. I started listening to a book a listener recommended in our Discord, and it's not my typical fantasy or sci-fi, so I was kind of leery about it, but I listened to a sample of it, kind of liked it. About 5 chapters in, it's called Going Home, and the author name is A. American. And it's book 1 of the Survivalist series, and it's definitely interesting. I don't know if I agree with like how the whole end of electronics scenario is playing out in the book. I think it would be a lot more intense, quicker, but
Yeah.
it's definitely interesting. I'm only 5 chapters in, so I'm gonna see what it's like. Definitely outside my normal listening experience. So I went to Taco Bell on Friday, guys, and it was my first experience with an AI order taker in the drive-through.
Wait, an AI order taker?
Yep, and it was very, very clearly that. And explains
Was
why
it
the line was a mile long outside of
It
that
took
Taco Bell.
Find out it wasn't AI, it was Siri.
I looked it up, and they're doing a trial on different Taco Bells throughout the country, and yeah, that one in Bakersfield, that particular one, was the only one that's been under trial with it.
Any way to make a buck and make people not be able to afford living,
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, it got my order correct, which was nice, and it was easy to understand. I'll give it that, but it was still weird.
Did it now wait. Did it pop up as a face on a screen talking to you and then looking over to the right and saying, "Is this right?"
Thank goodness it was not like that.
Dude, not cool that would be though. You pull up to one and it's like, all right, and you see something writing it down and you see it writing on the screen next to the person. Is this right?
Oh, what was that AI thing back in the 90s? Was it Max? He
I'm
would
trying to think.
stutter? Trying to remember what it was. It was Max something, and that would have been hilarious to use that.
Let's be honest. The best AI ever was the little clippy, the little paper clip.
Oh, from Microsoft? Jeez.
Yeah.
that's the best AI.
No, that'd be funny if this. So in Halo, the AI gets to pick what it looks like, right? How funny would it be to see an AI pick that image as it?
It's my great-great-great-grandfather.
All of a sudden, you call out the AI's name. We'll use Cortana just because it's the one everybody's familiar with. Cortana, and you pop up with a little paper clip.
You want to screw with people right now, guys? Hey, Google, turn on lights. Let's see if anyone got hit by that. Hey, Siri.
Wait. A lot of people are ordering these in their car. Listen to this in their car. Hey, Alexa, order this.
Oh,
Order
gosh.
the cart.
Don't do that. That's mean. just mess with Joe a lot. Be like, hey Google, turn on window.
Hey Google, turn off window. Hey Google, turn off. No,
Thankfully, I'm on headphones right now.
Oh man.
Yeah, nice try, guys.
As we are watching, it looks like Suni Lee just won gold. Nice. Sorry,
nice.
I have the Olympics on the
I'm so
background.
ecstatic that Scheffler won gold for the U.S. today in golf.
Dude, I was watching the 1,500 meter freestyle swim. The American Finke, sorry if I butchered his name, he took off and had a really big lead, and he never lost that lead. I'm like, you're supposed to pace yourself, but man, what a pace you got going on. He broke the world record.
Nice. I still feel bad for the French pole vaulter. If you know, you know.
We're not going to get into it on the show.
Nope. But if you know, you know.
Just watch the video of the French pole vaulter not winning gold, and you'll get what we're talking about.
You can send your harassment and hate mail to Rook or Archon.
There will be no harassment. The people will be sending laughing emojis. That's all they'll be sending because it's hilarious. It's the best way to lose a gold ever. Anyway,
Remember how I watched Twisters last week?
yeah, I remember you
you
said it
said
was
that,
terrible.
Yeah, I hated that movie. It was so unrealistic, it wasn't even funny. So one of the storm chasers in that movie goes into tornadoes and launches off like fireworks and crap from the middle of a tornado in a truck.
Well, that's what they do in the first Twister movie too.
A lightly armored truck. Well, there's an article out about a tank that was pretty much built for studying tornadoes in real life. It's called the what is it called? Dominator 3. It's the third edition of it. The thing weighs 10,000 pounds, is fully armored, and bulletproof glass all around it, and can withstand 150-mile-an-hour winds and golf ball size hail and things like that. And the closest that they will even risk getting to a tornado is a quarter of a mile away.
Yeah, because first of all, you have to know exactly the path it's taking.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Then you have to, with that vehicle, it lowers itself down to the ground, so you have no underclearance, and it shoots spikes into the ground to hold it down. The problem is, it's the only way to really test that is to RC it out there, and I'm not going to get close enough to a tornado with an RC controller to drive it to park it right there so I can see if it can go into a tornado.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, you just use the same type of remote control system you would use on a plane. You don't have to be close. You could be thousands of miles away piloting the dang thing.
Yeah, that would require military clearance.
Well, who's out there? Who is this that's building tanks to study them? It's got to be something like government military, isn't it?
No, it's a private.
Yeah,
Private.
it's a private company, and it's the same. It's the guys who did There used to be the TV show Storm Chasers,
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
where they were recording IMAX. It's that team.
And the whole point is they're trying to launch rockets into the tornado, which reminded me so much of the movie. It was funny. But those rockets actually study, and it's not just for a stupid YouTube show.
Oh yeah,
And that vehicle looks actually kind of cool. It's almost like a hover vehicle, armored. You should look it up. Dominator 3. It's awesome. What else we got?
they got a lot of Dominators though.
Yeah.
Timmer plans to construct Dominator 5, and that was announced last month.
Nice. Maybe this one.
He
is a
doesn't
little
say
tougher.
he doesn't say what he's making it out of, but Dominator 4, which is the current one, is a stock vehicle, and it is a Subaru Forester.
That's Subi. Oh man.
Yeah, it's not designed like the others to go into a tornado and intercept them. It looks like,
that sounds about like what they drive in the movie.
but it looks like they've it's taken some punishment and stuff like that. So it's interesting. Dominator 3 successfully intercepted a tornado, but it was only an EF1.
Yeah, they don't want to go any higher than that. That's ridiculous.
You try intercepting. Dominator 3 first saw action during the tornado outbreak of May 18th through 21st, 2013, making 3 separate intercepts on an EF4 tornado near Shawnee, Oklahoma, that in May of that year. Damn.
Yeah. See, that's the real stuff.
Yeah.
So
But that
there's-
one actually has, I think, the EF1, it actually went into the tornado. The EF4, they only got close. Because I remember
otherwise
him
it'll be a
saying-
flying Dominator.
Yeah, because that's a lot more than 150-mile-an-hour winds. So for
Yeah.
those who don't know, the danger from the tornadoes necessarily isn't the wind. It's the things that it's throwing around inside that wind.
Yeah, that's faster than a bullet and much, much bigger.
Yeah. So if you
I've
ever
seen
watch
images
videos-
of 2x4s through brick walls.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you ever live or visit Texas or whatnot, you will see where they're talking about how they will show you out of an air cannon, they're launching things at different buildings and showing you what it does during a tornado.
That's the only natural phenomenon that of weather that actually kind of scares me a bit. The tornadoes. Because
What's
they
funny-
come without warning, they're sudden, and they're very, very devastating.
Thankfully, modern technology has made it where they can actually start seeing and predicting where a tornado might drop. But they're way more dangerous than a hurricane in terms of wind and stuff. But hurricanes do most of their damage with water.
Yeah. And
Because
they
you can
be- they're-
fly.
they're- And they're easily predicted, so people get plenty of advance warning on those.
Oh yeah, and you can fly a P3 Orion into a strong hurricane.
I mean, earthquakes are pretty sudden and devastating as well.
We're getting better at predicting them.
And you can get out of the way of you can get out of the way of a tornado like you can't get out of the way of an earthquake.
I think that's the thing, though, is I've been through many, many earthquakes. I think all three of us have in our past.
Yeah.
And they don't scare me anymore.
Funny thing is the first time I was at my house and I'm just sitting there. For the first one I've felt in California when I was there was when they had that really big one that hit China Lake.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt a slight rumble in the house. I'm like, am I shaking or something? I look around, my house isn't shaking. Everything on the wall's fine. But it just, you could feel the shake. I was like, is that it?
The first one, I really remember I was 12, and I was at my cousin's house, and I was living in a small town called Mojave, California. And the epicenter of this earthquake hit, I think it was like 45 miles away from Mojave. So we felt all of it. And I remember being in the kitchen with my cousin and seeing the floor like a wave go through the house.
Oh, wow.
When was this?
That was a while back. I think I was 12, so it would have been 23 years ago? No, 33 years ago. No, 23. I got math.
Sir, you're right the second time.
Yeah, second time. 33 years. I didn't want to admit that.
The first earthquake I ever experienced, I was about 9 years old. And I lived in Yucca Valley, California, if you're familiar with where that is.
Dude, that might have been around the same one. I might have been older.
It was the one that hit Landers, California. Yep. It was one of the largest ones to ever hit the United States. It was a 7.3 magnitude.
I do remember that one, though.
And I slept through the entire thing.
Well, the one that I'm talking about actually happened in the middle of the day.
This one, I think, I was like asleep, but when it happened, but I slept through it.
Hey guys, just remember, all of these earthquakes are nothing but nuclear detonations underground. I'm making fun of what people were posting after the supposed military personnel were posting after the China Lake hurricane or tornado, hurricane, earthquake.
You get one of them. Yeah, one of those three.
That would be bad if all three of those hit China Lake, because that means my house I'm trying to sell is gone. Because nobody in the desert is thinking of buying flood insurance.
No, not on the list.
It was kind of crazy, though, because that earthquake hit Landers, California, which is about 11 miles. I was like about 11 miles from the center of the earthquake. And I remember waking up to my brother coming through my window to see if I was okay, because my dresser had moved itself in front of my door and no one could get into my room. And I'm just like, what's going on?
Ironically, I was just watching YouTube before we recorded today about the Ridgecrest earthquake they hit like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
That's weird. Anyway.
Dude,
random tangent of the day.
I worked in China Lake not long after that tornado.
Earthquake, buddy. Earthquake.
And the hangar that we worked out of, they actually built some temporary buildings, because the hangar itself, you got one hangar on one side, another hangar on
I remember you telling me about that.
And in the middle, you got all your offices and stuff. Well, they had a lot of damage done structurally to the center offices, and our overhead cranes we couldn't use because it sheared bolts along the what's it called? The track for the crane. And then it vibrated. Yeah, that's good enough word. It vibrated enough to where it knocked one of the hangar bay doors off its track, and they're afraid to put it back on its track because I think that's what's holding the building up.
Oops.
Yeah, so that one was a crazy one. The first time I ever heard a sonic boom, though, I thought it was a bomb going off because they did it so close. So California is one of the only areas where they have overland, what they call it, areas where you can actually break the sound barrier.
Yeah, they go supersonic quite a bit over Cal City.
Yeah, and so the first time I heard it, I was like, what is that? Did somebody blow something up? Because I had just come back from Iraq where the special forces were sitting there just detonating ordnance that they found for training.
There's certain times of the month or the year, I think, it's like 4 times a year where they have to dump fuel.
Hmm.
They burn fuel, so they'll at least 3 or 4 times a week, my whole house will shake from those sonic booms.
Yeah. Working at where I was working on Edwards Air Force Base, I heard them all the time. It got to the point to where it was like, boom, shake. All right, cool. That's all they're doing. And then watching the people who's not used to it coming from like here in Fort Worth or from other areas where you're not used to them being allowed to break the sound barrier over land, and then watching them jump like, what was that? And you're like, you just see them jump really quick, and you're like, that was a sonic boom.
That's why they're not allowed to in most places over land, because it's loud. It's violent.
It's not just loud. They did that and put that restriction in at one point because there's a story an heavy pilot broke the sound barrier and shattered all the windows in a 30-mile radius. Now, whether it's 30 or 3 or whatever, but they did break a lot of windows and the Navy had to pay to replace them all.
Yeah. So guys, there's this computer company called NZXT Next or whatever they call themselves. Yeah, they're starting a gaming PC renting service, but it's very, very expensive. So if you wanted to rent their top of the line rig that has the i9, has an RTX 4070 Ti Super in it, which is awesome, it'll cost you $169 a month. That's about $2,000 a year. Now, if you were to build this PC, it would cost you around $3,000 in parts, or if you were to buy it outright, about $4,000. But still, in 2 years you've already paid that off, and you're just renting it.
I need to look at the specs of this computer because my
It's in that
computer.
link I sent you.
Yeah, my computer to update it to this will cost me to update my processor and the graphics card is going to be over $1,000 alone. So yeah,
that computer actually has the same processor I have in my computer coming when it finally arrives. I had everything ready yesterday for this new computer. I had space clear, getting everything ready. Never showed up. I was heartbroken.
It's it. Never even heard of NZXT.
I have. They're okay.
Oh, okay. So let's get it right. They can provide you one for $59 a month, as long as you provide your own mouse, keyboard, and monitor.
That $15 a month is for an RTX 4060 and an i5.
Yeah. The Player One entry level. Yeah, Intel Core i5, the RTX 4060, stepping up mid-tier is $119 for the Ryzen 5 5600X and RTX 4070, and the one you mentioned, which is the i7 13700 KF, and the RTX 4070
That's
Ti.
a Krabby Lake, by the way. That's an awesome processor.
And that RTI 4070
So here's
RTX
the thing.
4070 Ti Super is a grand total of almost $1,000 on its own.
They require a $50 setup fee and shipping, but see. Here's the thing: they were kind of down talking this whole service in this article, but some of it makes kind of sense. If you don't have the money to buy a rig outright, they're expensive. Like the one I bought is $1,800.
Mm-hmm.
You can do this, and the nice thing about it is that if anything breaks down on it, that was natural damage, not something that you did or caused damage on it, they will replace it. They have 24/7 support, and they guarantee hardware upgrades every 2 years.
Now, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
And most people, a lot of people out there say their computers are outdated after 2 years. And even with the cheapest Player One model, you'll spend a little over $1,400 to use that 4060 for 2 years. Now, if they give you a free upgrade, that would be awesome.
That's actually cheaper than buying one, honestly, in that period. Like when I build a desktop or I buy one, I'll upgrade it myself every few years because I can do that. But
I future-proofed mine, so I bought it to where it can run. I expect it to be able to run most things for 5 years, and then I'll look at upgrading then to make it where I can actually handle everything at that time. And the return on investments depends on what you do and how heavy of a gamer you are for these kinds of things. If you're just a casual gamer, the return on investment's not going to be that great for $59 a month.
No, but if you've ever wanted to try getting into gaming, PC gaming, this is the way to do it.
It's a good way to start, yes.
Yeah.
And it's a good way to find out what you want in a computer without breaking the bank and finding out this isn't what you want. You wanted something better.
The
Is
PC
it-
I got, I made sure that I'm going to be able to upgrade it. Like, I'm going to put 64 gigs of RAM in it, probably in the next month.
Now, this is not us telling you you can't buy your own computer and upgrade it later. We're just telling you that this article exists, and it's not a bad idea for somebody who doesn't know what they're doing.
Yep. If you can't afford it outright and you have the extra $60 to $170 a month to spend on that, go for it, man. It's not bad. And NZXT computers are not bad. They're about middle range normally, middle of the road. So
Yeah, but on the flip side to this, that's the base model stuff. It's really worth it. The high tier level stuff, with the 4070 Ti Super, you're looking at a little over $4,000 for 2 years. You can, if you save up for 2 years, you could go out and buy the 4090 powered desktop.
Well, that's the thing, though, is that they'd have to save up and they wouldn't have it in the meantime.
This is true.
Right. I
Now,
mean, I guess if it was like a rent to own situation,
what I was
that
about
could
to
be
say, yeah.
okay.
See, that I'd get behind. That'd be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, rent it, and after 2 years, you like it. Hey, you've already paid this much. Give us another $200 just for taxes and whatnot, and it's yours.
Honestly, this would actually work for people who have bad credit or no credit.
Yeah, the people who can't afford to take out the loan, you got to take to build a PC.
Yeah. So that is always an option. I thought it was pretty cool to bring it up. And let me see here. The last thing I want to bring up, guys, is that the Mars River may have found rover. Sorry, I don't know why I put river on the notes because I'm a moron and read it as it
I
is.
wasn't getting that when I read it the first time until you just mentioned. I was
What's
like,
ironic though is that they're studying what they assume to be an ancient riverbed. Okay, so it works both ways. It really does. Anyway, they found what they believe to be ancient life on Mars. They found these rocks that look like normal rocks, but when they did chemical analysis on it, it has signatures and structures that could possibly have been formed by life billions of years ago, because the elements that are in this rock can only be formed by life as we know it. However, it is not proven. So the article ended right away with now NASA has to just prove it.
I hate articles that do that.
Like we talked about before, like it's a different ecosystem. It's a completely different planet. There's a lot of things that could have caused that quote unquote riverbed that's not necessarily water.
Yeah.
So
It could have been any kind of liquid. Water's not the only one that can wear down materials.
So in typical NASA fashion, they're jumping the gun on it. But that's
Yeah.
okay. I mean, they got to prove it, so let them prove it.
Prove it!
What's this about the new Star Wars trilogy?
All right, so those of you who like reading books and like the Star Wars novels, the extended universe, all that, there's a new Star Wars trilogy of new Star Wars novel trilogy coming out, set right after the prequels. It was officially announced earlier this week, and the trilogy will be called Reign of the Empire. The first book, they currently have it called The Mask of Fear, and what it is it's going through and discussing the political and economical birth of the resistance. The rebels, all that. It looks like it's going to be interesting. I don't know a lot more than that because I didn't go into a lot of detail about it. But I looked up the author, and he looks like he's a decent author. But again, I haven't read any of his works. Give me a second. I'm looking up his...
Take it with a grain of salt.
Alexander Freed.
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him, but from what I understand, he's not a horrible author. It's just, I don't know. He has written for BioWare, Dark Horse, and Del Rey.
So I can't say anything because I haven't.
BioWare Austin. Oh, he joined BioWare Austin as a writer on the video game Star Wars: The Old Republic.
So there's some credibility.
he has
Yeah,
some
that was-
pretty good credibility.
There's some good writing in that game, so
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm actually kind of let's see. He's also written characters for the spy thriller Born Identity. So I think it's in good hands. But he's also wrote comics for Dark Horse and the Old Republic miniseries for Star Wars. So I have hope it's going to be a good book. When it comes out, I'll read it because I like Star Wars.
then you'll have to let us know.
And then I'll let y'all know.
I'll wait for the
I mean-
audiobooks.
Is he going to be a Drew Karpyshyn? Karpyshyn? How do you say his name? I
No
don't know.
idea.
But Drew Karpyshyn is actually one of my favorite Star Wars authors. He actually wrote the series Star Wars X-Wing, which is now quote-unquote Legends. And I love it because it has one of my favorite lines. It's when guys were telling Wedge Antilles, because Wedge Antilles is the leader of Rogue Squadron and all that, and he's like, yub, Commander, because he had a dream. I think it was he had a dream about an Ewok pilot.
Okay.
We've seen how well Ewoks pilot things.
I know, but it was just one of those, and so it started saying yub, Commander all the time. And that's the one thing I remember from that series. But it's actually a really good series. I recommend if you want to read the legend, anything from the Legends side of the house for Star Wars. Star Wars X-Wing is a good way to go.
There you have it, guys. And that's going to be it for our show tonight. Anything else you guys want to bring up
Already?
before I end it?
No, I think that was everything I wanted to talk
Going once,
about.
going twice, going threes. Sold. Okay, moving on. If you want to reach this show through business or anything else, advertising, best way to do that is through our email, podcastraw@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter @podcastraw. Our Facebook is Raw Podcast. Our Instagram.
Raw Podcast 1, where I might post stuff about QuakeCon.
And I'm going to just plug this really quick. If you guys haven't heard our Starfield Raw show, please do so. And we're going to be recording an episode live this Wednesday, August 6th. Not August 6th. What am I thinking? 7th, right?
7th.
The 7th at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern, on our Discord. And we'll be taking questions and asking questions to the listeners. And the only way to do that, actually, if you want to watch us record that show live, is on our Discord, discord.gg/raw podcasts. Come in, check it out. And you can follow us individually as well. I am at the widget, THEWIGIT, on everything.
Man, pretty much. And you can follow me everywhere, mostly, as some variation of Tomcat213, or on Steam and X, you can find me as Rook213.
And you can find me on all social media basically as the Archon606, or on video game platforms such as Steam and Xbox and stuff as Quick, QWICK_D_606.
Thank you so much for listening, everybody, and have a fantastic nerdy week.
Y'all stay nerdy.
Have a great week, guys.